This is Rogers TV.
Welcome everyone here to the Harry Lumley Bayshore Community Center, and for the first time since 1995, MSL Lacrosse is back here at the Bayshore. Hello everyone, I am Spencer Byers, and welcome to the home opener of the Owen Sound North Stars as they take on the Brooklyn Lacrosse Club, a team they've already played once this year, lost down in Brooklyn, down in Whitby by a score of 16-11, but they're ready here to get their first win of the season on the home floor as they welcome every new North Star in their new black and orange jerseys onto the floor. We'll go upstairs to Nick Kennedy and Steve McCarthy to ensure the game.
Summer Thompson. Number 9 for Owen Sound, Greg Elijah Brown. Number 10 for Owen Sound, Noah Millsap. Number 11 is Will Cecile. Wearing jersey number 13 this afternoon, Jordan Cascanet. Number 16 for Owen Sound, Jake Gasparetti. Jersey number 17 today, Niall Sear. Number 21 for the Major North Stars, Curtis Hall. Number 22 for Owen Sound, Logan Monroe. Wearing jersey number 25, Austin Bloombergs. Number 33 for the North Stars, Jackson Webster. Wearing jersey number 41 today, Angus Rodding. And jersey number 79, Dante Coules. Fans, please welcome your Owen Sound Major North Stars. The coaching staff for the Major North Stars, Adam Jones, head coach, assistant coach Chad Culp, and assistant coach Greg Harnett. DJ Cleveley is the director of player personnel, and our general manager of the North Stars, Steve McCarthy. Congratulations to the Majors and all the best in the 24 season. Fans, at this time, we would ask that you please rise and take a moment to honor Tyson Downs, formerly of the Owen Sound Junior B North Stars.
When you take that jump, you don't feel the fall. Hope when the water rises, you build a wall. Hope when the crowd screams out, you're screaming your name. Hope if everybody runs, you choose to stay. You fall in love and it hurts so bad. Hey, the only way you can know, you give it all you had. And I hope that you don't suffer, but take the pain. Hope when the moment comes, you'll say,
Ty, I sure miss you being around. We shared many memories growing up together over the years, like playing mini sticks in the hotel hallways or overnight lacrosse camping trips. We had lots of fun together. I love and miss you, Ty.
Wish you were here playing this season. Miss you every day, buddy.
We miss you every day, Downsy. You're a great teammate and an even better friend. We love you. This season's for you.
Missing you every day, TD. Love you. The season's for you. 26 forever.
Thank you, fans. Lacrosse is Canada's national summer sport, and at this time, we ask that you remain standing and sing along to our national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Harry Lumley Bayshore Community Center and J.D. MacArthur Arena for the Owen Sound North Stars' first MSL Lacrosse game in about 30 years. Back here in the Scenic City, facing off against Brooklin. The Owen Sound North Stars played Brooklin not too long ago here and lost by a score of 16-11. So the Owen Sound North Stars, 2 games played, 0-2 record at the moment, improving every game and looking to change that here in their first home game of the MSL season. Starting in net for the Owen Sound North Stars is going to be number 31, Caleb Martin. And for Brooklyn, number 41, Zach Higgins. Joining me in the booth today, we've got Steve McCarthy. Steve is the general manager of the Owen Sound North Stars. Steve, it's got to be an honor to have this team back here in the city.
Yeah, we're certainly looking forward to it. It's been a bit of trials and tribulations the last 3 years, getting it back on the rails from the original Brampton franchise that was supposed to move here. But nonetheless, we're kind of starting from scratch and looking forward to going nowhere but up.
Absolutely, just like North Stars, we've got our sights set high. Facing off in the dot there, Mitch Gustafson, losing it to number 27, Mike Byrne. Brooklyn sending that out of their zone. Up the floor into the offensive zone, North Stars finding themselves on defense here. At the beginning of their first ever home game in the season, Scenic City. In tight there is Austin Shanks. He's going to throw that wide. Belter sends that out. North Stars now up the floor. Hayden Summers-Thompson, he's going to throw that back. Jake Gasparetti throws that to a teammate. Cutting right out in front. Can't quite get that shot away as the feet head into the dot there. Dante Kulas falling to the floor in the crease. Now Brooklyn LC on their way into the offensive zone. Pass across. Brooklyn long shot. No good as that one flies wide of Caleb Martin.
Yeah, so we're going to see some rules that are differ from the junior Bs and the senior Bs here. There's over and back is at all times, just not on the man down. You have to, all time, 8 seconds to clear your own zone to get over center. Although we don't have a center line, they are using the red line along the boards as the guideline.
Both Stars in tight here. They get that pass away, and that's going to fall back into the Brooklyn sticks, and they're going to start flying up the floor here. Webster goes for a change for the North Stars as Brooklyn carries this into the offensive zone. Picked off there, number 16, Jake Gasparetti. He's in all alone. A quick change. He's going to get a shot away. Shot. And a great save there by number 41, Zach Higgins. First chance of the game there for the North Stars, led by number 16, Jake Gasparetti. Now Brooklyn back on offense. Owen Sound finding themselves on the defensive side of the ball. There's a great shoulder save by Caleb Martin. That's going to reset the shot clock here, and Brooklyn picks that one back up. So Steve, wide shots in the MSL seem to negatively affect your team quite a bit more if you can't get a handle on the ball than it would in junior or senior.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, possessions are a lot more dear when you can't retrieve the ball or have your goalie toss it back up the floor. So
another great save there. Caleb Martin just over his head, and now the North Stars are going to pick that up. Tyler Hall's carrying this out the zone. Hall sends that over for Captain Tanner Buck. Buck across the floor. Getting caught up there is Dante Koulis with a long shot. Good save by Zach Higgins.
Yeah, again, you're going to want to see Owen Sound settle down a little bit, not look for the first opportunity, get some touches out there. Just, obviously some jitters. It's a young squad. A lot of them, again, haven't played together before. We had a couple new faces in the lineup tonight, so.
Passing back and forth there. Brooklyn still with it, trying to swing out in front. They're going to get that pass away. It's not going to quite connect, and the North Stars are going to pick this up. So great defense here from the North Stars early. Now looking to get their offense underway as well. Number 13 for the North Stars with the ball. Jordan Cascanet coming up from the Senior B team, or Senior B North Stars rather. Tanner Buck can't quite get a stick on that pass, and now Brooklyn LC is going to head up the floor. Brooklyn with a shot here and a great defensive hit. Caleb Martin's going to be able to pick that up. Another big hit there is Jake Gasparetti carries this up and out of the zone using his feet. He's got a lane. He's going to take a low shot. And just over the goalie off the boards, not out of play, and Brooklyn's going to pick up that rebound as they head up the floor. Austin Shanks leading the way.
Yeah, good job by Gasparetti to take the hit and come up in transition. He'd probably be best, though, to just pull it out and not try to force a shot from a bad angle on a real good goaltender in Zach Higgins.
Another great save there by Caleb Martin. 2 in a row now. Brooklyn trying to find some sort of opening here in the North Stars defense. Little stop and go there. Brooklyn shot, and another good save by Caleb Martin. That's knocked loose behind the back and picked up by Will Cecil. Cecil sends that forward, finding assistant captain Tyler Halls. Hall sends that down low for Angus Rodding. Rodding sends that back for Halls. Pass across. North Stars trying to find some sort of opening here. They're going to move their feet behind the back pass. Shot just wide.
Good look, good patience there. They got a great scoring opportunity, and Greg Elijah Brown just couldn't find the net there. But that's a little better. They just want to be able to continue to move the ball, get good opportunities, and not take what might first show them and make Brooklyn's defense work the whole 30.
Brooklyn working hard here. A big shot and a great save as Caleb Martin pins that one underneath his leg. Picking this up for the North Stars, number 17, Niall Sear. He's going to flip that forward for Tanner Buck. Tanner Buck into the offensive zone. Webster throws that across the floor. Elijah Brown passes it low. Trying to find a lane out front. It's not going to connect there. They're going to pass back out. Lumber's shot.
And again, it's just a forced pass there. They had all the time in the world to reset, and they just got a little antsy and threw a bad pass behind the net.
Brooklyn setting up, long shot, easy save there for Caleb Martin as Austin Shanks throws that on net. Shanks still with it, sends that across. Long shot here, and that's going to go wide. Over and back called here, and now Owen Sound will gain possession of the ball in the offensive zone.
Yeah, the North Stars defense has done a real good job of cutting down the two-man pick-and-roll games. They've forced Brooklyn. Most of their opportunities have come from the perimeter, and you know, as long as Caleb Martin can continue to close the door from that spot on the floor, you know, they should look good for them.
Buck sends that across. Rodding with it, trying to find a lane. Long shot, scores! Angus Rodding opens the scoring. The North Stars' first ever goal here at the Bayshore.
Yeah, and again, Angus Rodding just using his big body. He pushed his defender off a little bit, came over the top, and was able to kind of have a underhand shot off the back foot here. And, you know, again, he beat Higgy to the far side, and good on him. A nice way to open the game with the first goal. He gets a little separation there, and as he's peeling back, goes kind of against the grain and caught Zach Higgins off guard a little bit.
Fantastic play there by the North Stars as they strike first in their first ever home game. Back into the offensive zone goes Jackson Webster. Loses his man, Webster behind the net. Now pinned, knocked to the ground. Twisting, turning, knee touches the crease, and they're gonna call a change of possession here now as the Brooklyn LC team heads up the floor.
Yeah, and again, Jackson did a good job of beating his man Mike Byrne initially, but when he tries to go back against the grain to get to his strong side, Mike Byrne shut that down.
Big shot there. Brooklyn's going to send that wide. Yeah. Zach Kerrigan not connecting with the net. Another shot here, and that's going to go up and over the shoulder. Brooklyn picks it up. And they're going to get another change of possession here as Owen Sound is going to get the ball in the offensive zone. This went well for them last time. See if they can reproduce the magic. Starting with it will be Tanner Buck. Number 2, Dante Koulis down low, looking for a pass. He's got it now. Passes across, Buck long shot. And that rebound's going to be picked up by number 29, Daniel Mays for Brooklyn. He's going to bring that up the floor and throw that across for a teammate. Brooklyn trying to find something in tight. Great defense there as all 3 defenders collapse on one attacker for Owen Sound. And now with a little bit of room, Caleb Martin, an athletic save. He's going to come across the floor. Jake Gasparetti. He's going to send a bounce pass across. Koulis with it. Koulis gets around one man. Gets taken to the ground. Brooklyn's going to pick it up behind the back pass. Almost an errant pass, but Brooklyn able to keep control of this as Austin Shanks brings it in. Now a shot just wide, up and out of play. And the referees are going to confer. They think, one referee seems to think there was no contact with the goalie. The other thinks there was. So they're trying to figure out which way to call it, and they're going to say no contact with the goalie. The North Stars now with possession. North Stars up the floor. Koulis sends that low shot. Buck. Good save by Higgins. Brooklyn heading up the floor. Going to pass across. Shanks is going to carry this into the offensive zone. He's got lots of time right out in front. And that lob pass isn't going to quite work as Caleb Martin inadvertently catches that between his pad and his knee. And now another errant pass for the North Stars. It's going to go up, and a quick turnover here as Jordy Jones-Smith picks that up for Brooklyn.
Yeah, I'm not sure who that is. It's definitely not Jordy Smith is not 77 tonight, but we got some old roster overlap from last year, so they haven't cleaned that up yet. So
there's going to be a lot of Brooklyns coming from the Brooklyn side, and I think we're fairly clear on the North Stars here. So Brooklyn is headed to the penalty box. And unfortunately, we don't have a name for number 71, so number 71 for Brooklyn is headed to the box as the North Stars set up here. Number 2, Tanner Buck, is going to be leading the way. So a too many man call here going against Brooklyn. Buck sends that across.
They jumped the gate there, getting out.
Ooh, good save, Zach Higgins. That one went up high and seemed to stun him a little bit. So North Stars will reset the clock here as that ball goes up and out of play. Buck is going to send that across the floor. Elijah Brown sends that low. Back to Elijah Brown. Buck. Elijah Brown, shot. Good save, Higgins. Brown trying to come up with it, can't quite. Koulis tries to get there.
Yeah, great job boxing out on that loose ball and to get a possession here. And what you want to do is wear the defenders down, keep that ball hot.
Buck shot. That's going to go off of Brooklyn and not quite out of play. So now it's going to find its way to the goalie. And if Brooklyn plays this right, they're going to be able to burn 30 seconds off this power play. Playing this slow, Carter McKenzie. McKenzie throws that across the floor for Goodchild. Goodchild coming up from Brooklyn's OLA teams. Playing a little bit of MSL now. McKenzie slowing this down, tries to get that in tight. And good work there by the Owen Sound North Stars. Hayden Summers-Thompson getting his stick in there and breaking up the play. Jackson Webster up the floor, and they're going to try to set up and make the best use of the final 40 seconds of this power play. Buck sends that low. Buck can't quite come up with that pass, and he's going to lose it here, it looks like, to Brooklyn. And Brooklyn's got 3 guys on him, and he's going to have to move that ball quick. Jacob Saunders loses that to the North Stars, and now the North Stars with it. Webster passes that across. Brown behind the back pass, and that one's going to not quite find its way all the way to Dante Koulis. And
yeah, pretty lackadaisical on the power play there. Not a lot of sharp, crisp pass. And, again, you don't get a lot of opportunities sometimes against these veteran teams. And now it looks like Owen Sound has managed to get themselves a penalty. So we're going to see the tables turn.
So Owen Sound now, they're going to have to kill this off. There's 6 attackers out for Brooklyn as they've pulled their goalie, and a good save there. Caleb Martin is going to call the end to that play, and now Owen Sound is going to be a man down as it looks like Dante Koulis is going to head to the box.
Yeah, and again, those are just penalties you can't take, especially when you're on the man up. You turn the ball over, and then out of frustration, you take a slashing penalty a long way from your net, not nearly close to a scoring opportunity going the other way, and the coaching staff won't be happy about that.
North Stars having to defend for their maintain their lead here. Brooklyn setting up a pretty good system here. Saunders sends that around. Shanks with it. Long pass and a shot. Good save there. Caleb Martin pinning that between his shoulder and his cheek.
And you just see the Brooklyn power play, even though they've got a couple senior B guys up there on the power play, they certainly do a much better job moving the ball around at this point. So, always looking to create that better scoring opportunity, not settling for the perimeter shots.
Roddy, a good work here defending that ball, trying to kill off precious seconds from this power play.
And this is great movement here. They're really moving their feet, grinding this right down to the very end. So good job for the offense there to take 30 seconds off this power play.
A couple of times there, it looked like Blumbergs had fallen on the floor, so maybe a little bit of...
It looks like it is a little slippy. I think even in the Junior B game Thursday night, it was getting slippery in certain spots.
Good passing here, Brooklyn. They're moving the ball well. Tried to go back door and couldn't quite. Owen Sound's going to pick this up instead. And now with speed, you've got Summers-Thompson up the floor. And they've got 42 seconds to kill off. 23 left on the shot clock. He's going to throw that up for Buck, and Buck's going to hold on to this. They'll try to hold on to this for a few more seconds before making a play or just throwing it down the floor. Cascanet throws that down for Buck. Buck's got 5 seconds left on the shot clock. He's going to make it around one guy, take a shot, bounce shot, good save there. Zach Higgins as he gets his stick down flush with the floor and keeps that ball out of his net. Carter McKenzie carrying this up. Sends that over for Austin Shanks. Shanks takes a long shot. Good leg save there by Caleb Martin, and Owen Sound can't come up with that. It's going to bounce right off their stick, right out in front. Great athletic save there by Sanderson. Rather Martin.
Just these simple opportunities, picking up loose balls. They got to bear down and make sure they don't give a guy like Austin Shanks, who had 5 goals the other night in Brooklyn. And he's a pro, he's a scorer. And again, so it's a...
Owen Sound up the floor, big pass, shot! Great save by Zach Higgins. Logan Monroe with a great attempt there. Back into the thick of it here, Jackson Webster bringing this one in. Webster sends that low, deflected off of a Brooklyn stick. Now Rodding, he's gonna take a long shot. Lots of power on the end of that ball and a good save by Higgins. Yeah, again, he scored from that area earlier, but again, I wouldn't continue to tempt fate there. He got Higgy the first time, but so you're just gonna be patient. Don't settle up for the perimeter stuff. Brooklyn trying to make something happen. Kerrigan loses that one. Brooklyn long shot, great, another save by Caleb Martin. Now Owen Sound's got some speed. 3-on-2. They're gonna carry this into the zone. Gasparetti loses that ball, it's gonna go. Again, that's the second time that, Nick is a tremendous transition player, but he's taken it too deep when he didn't have anything there, and now he's, turned the ball back over before the offense could even get a chance to set up. So you can't give Brooklyn extra opportunities. Shanks with the ball right in tight. He's gonna send a backhanded pass right out front and almost picked up by Will Cecil. Long shot saved by Caleb Martin. Martin's gonna throw that wide. Cecil sends that up for Buck, and Buck's gonna carry it into the offensive zone. 20 seconds on the shot clock remain. Throwing that wide. Lumbers sends that over. North Star still with it. Buck back. Buck gets caught up by a loose stick. Another shot. Well, that looked like it hit Higgy, but referees are saying not, so it will go back to Brooklyn. Again, a good look, but they want to just be able to put something on the end of that play instead of the shot coming from the far up perimeter, that they find a cutter or someone that gets loose on a backdoor pick. Buck certainly did his best to try to change the angle of the shot, but absolutely, I'm sure they'd love to get balls in just a little bit tighter on Zach Higgins. And there we've got an illegal pick on the back. He sent the defender flying, and the referee had no option but to call that one. It's pretty obvious. Rodding throws that forward. Again, Lewis can't pick that one up, and now it's a loose ball. Cascanet tries to get in there, and he's going to lose it as well. These are elementary plays that you'd be upset with a Pee-wee team turning it over. So, they can't continue to waste opportunities because they can be dear at certain times. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. They're going to need to do something. 2-1 shot, and that almost found its way in as Zach Higgins comes across, gets it with his wrist and deflects it in behind his net, almost into it. So a harmless looking play. Shows you what just getting balls on net can do. But again, our last 2 possessions here, you've seen that Owen Sound has not been able to properly execute transition. And here we go again, another turnover because they walked through the crease after picking up the loose ball. So Saunders trying to make something happen right out in front, can't quite connect. Brooklyn back with it. They're going to try to do something here. Shot by McKenzie, and that's going to go off Cecil's sticking wide. Yeah, number 10 actually is Christopher Watts. He's up from the Merchants, but I know, again, Carter McKenzie was 10 last year. Pass across, shot! Great save by Higgins. Tyler Hall's almost had his second of the year again as a premier defender on this Owen Sound team. He doesn't get up there a lot for opportunities, and he just about had another. Another good save by Caleb Martin. Brooklyn behind the back pass. Long shot here, and they score! And again, there's an opportunity where they couldn't pick up the loose ball. Brooklyn does, and they end up paying for it. It's just a rocket from the top there. So we're going to assume that's number 18, Tyler Goodchild, up from the Merchants as well, I believe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not Tyler Goodchild. It could be Hickey from the Beaches Junior 18 that was a high draft pick by Brooklyn, but nonetheless, we'll see if we can figure it out at some point. we're doing our best here, and we hope you guys will cut us a little bit of grace today. On the dot for Owen Sound, Mitch Gustafson. Facing off against number 6 for Brooklyn as well. North Stars up the floor. Sending that across. Buck. Back for Webster. Webster's got help. Brown sends it back to Webster. Webster throws that over for Gasparetti. Gasparetti trying to make some room, and Brooklyn's going to catch this, and a great hip check there. As Matt Hosak sends the North Stars flying. Backdoor here, shot! And Martin able to close his heels together and keep that out. Brooklyn still with the ball. Throwing that in just over the net and wide. Shanks. Behind the net, he's gonna throw that back. In tight shot, and a good save, Caleb Martin. North Stars are gonna pick this one up. Up the floor go the North Stars. They've got help. Shot knocked loose there by number 71.
Brock Haley, 71. Brock was a healthy scratch game 1, and he is an exceptional player. Had a great junior A career with Whitby, and would have been a former teammate of Caleb Martin on their Minto Cup run in 2022.
And North Stars still with it. Cascanet sends out wide. Koulis. And North Stars are pulling their goalie here. Shot. Looks like they're going to get a perhaps a penalty here going against Brooklyn.
Yeah, Liam Osborne, 21, is going to go to the box there for a slash. So minute 2 here, they get an opportunity to get back on the board and try to finish strong in this power play leading into the 15 minutes.
Sound's Tanner Buck is going to be leading the way here as the Owen Sound North Stars have a couple of minutes on the power play and a minute left here in the first period, tied 1-1. Buck sends that across the floor. Koulis sends that for Elijah Brown. Buck to Koulis. Back to Buck. He's going to take a long shot. Very deceptive angle on that one and just barely caught between the mask and shoulder of Zach Higgins.
And again, I think coaching staff with Owen Sound is probably going to want to see them try to work the ball around a little better and be patient. They don't need to take that first perimeter shot opportunity. And here we go again, just an errant pass in transition. Great recovery.
Able to pick that one up. Now a shot. Webster just wide. North Stars coming back up with this. Koulis able to pick that up. Now he's going to wait until his team can get out on the floor. Buck sends that over for Webster. Back to Buck. Sends that in low for Koulis. Koulis shot. Thinks he finds an angle. Can't quite get that one to go. Higgins just closing the door. 6 seconds left in this period. And they're just going to hold on to this as time runs out. So the Owen Sound North Stars striking first is Rodding, able to find the back of the net, and then just as quickly as they got up, they were scored on. Brooklyn ties this game. So Owen Sound North Stars got to be fairly all right with that first period, not bad. And both goalies clearly standing quite tall in this game. And I think Caleb Martin, he's having a game for himself already.
Yeah, again, he's been very poised. He hasn't had to make a lot of stuff inside, but he looks real sharp. He's gaining confidence all the time. He got a little worn down in Brooklyn the other night and gave a few up in the third, but the offense kind of bailed him out and kept that score respectable. And tonight he's looking better each game, and as well as the defense really tightened up, did a really good job forcing Brooklyn to play perimeter offense.
Well, we'll be right back after this break with some interviews from the players of the North Stars and Brooklyn LC. Thanks for watching MSL on Rogers TV.
Every year, dozens of Canadians are killed or seriously injured because they take risks around railway tracks. Talk to your loved ones about rail safety. Visit stoptracktragedies.ca.
Hello, I'm Liz Dowdswell, Lieutenant Governor of Ontario. In 2008, carbon monoxide, a deadly invisible gas, killed an entire family in our province. That tragedy led to a new law requiring homes with potential CO sources to have alarms. John Gignac's family members passed away that day, and he shares his story to save others.
Please make sure you have working CO alarms in your home. Protect your family today.
Sports is life. It's clear cut. Everything's out in the open. There's nowhere to hide. I had to prove myself more than anyone else.
You must be so proud of your son. He's gonna go pro. The sky's the limit.
There's always a winner and a loser.
You cannot reach the sky in broken cleats.
Of course, I always want to be the winner. And I did reach the sky.
Norman Kwong, the first Chinese-Canadian professional football player, still holds records to this day. He retired from the sport in 1960 and later became Lieutenant Governor of Alberta.
I'm Carol Merton. Please join me for HealthLink, a program connecting home, community, and healthcare. Please join me and watch HealthLink on Rogers TV.
Back here to the Bayshore, 1-1 after one between the Owen Sound North Stars and the Brooklin Lacrosse Club. It was 3-1 after one down in Brooklin, and Owen Sound's second loss of the season, Brooklyn's first win of the year. But let's break down what we've seen. Going upstairs to Nick Kennedy and Steve McCarthy.
All right. Yeah, a great first period there for the Owen Sound North Stars. I mean, they're making their season debut here at home, their home opener rather, and you know it's great to see. You got a lot of support here from the kids as they're out and they're just having a good time. And I think we've seen some great plays here already. Caleb Martin, of course, he's standing tall, backed up by Nick Sanderson. And Nick Sanderson, I think he'll be dressing, in fact, for later tonight as the Junior Bees are playing off here at the Bayshore. So, Steve, I mean, this is your team, right? You've built this team. You've brought these guys together. I know you've been working for so long, day in, day out, trying to get this team together. What's it like to finally have them and be here in Owen Sound?
Oh, I mean, it's great for everybody that's been involved. It's still a work in progress. We're even a couple of guys short tonight with still waiting for some players to come home that are finished their college in the U.S., but some are graduating and waiting for their commencements and so on. So, it's frustrating at times. You want to have all your ducks in a row, but we're certainly not looking to win the Mann Cup in our first year in existence. So, we're happy with incremental improvement every week, whether it be on the floor and off.
Well, the North Stars striking first after one, tied 1-1. The other night down in Brooklyn, going down 3-1 in the first period. What do you like from the North Stars so far?
Well, I think the defense has been a lot stronger tonight. Not that they were weak, but as the game wore on, there were some breakdowns, and Brooklyn had even more potent lineup Wednesday night at home with I think they dressed 20 NLL players. So tonight they've got some merchants filling in a few spots tonight. But they forced Brooklyn for the most part to play perimeter. They just want to make sure they're boxing out on those perimeter shots so they don't give up that second shot opportunity, which is how the first goal resulted, is they weren't able to corral the loose ball, and Brooklyn had that second opportunity on the same possession, and it ended up a rocket from the top that went in.
Austin Shanks, clearly a dominant player, 5 goals the other night against the North Stars. So far, held to no goals, I think 1 assist so far, but what do the North Stars need to do to make sure he stays off the score sheet in the goal category?
Well, I mean, he's such a crafty veteran. You look at him and he doesn't have great size, he doesn't have a rocket for a shot, but he's just so intelligent. He can handle the ball inside as good as anybody, and yeah, you really want to deny him the ball, and when he does have it, really take his options away. Stay within the lanes, don't let him shoot. And again, even though he doesn't have a hard shot, he can find a keyhole to put it in. And yeah, the best way to defend Austin Shanks is not to allow him to have the ball. Make him play without the ball and make him work off ball, and which is a lot more tiring in a lot of respects than actually being the ball carrier.
Excellent. Well, we're going to head to break, and we'll be back with the second period of play here at the Bayshore.
Are you the type who would keep going or stop? It's not easy to stop when you have an addiction. Legalizing cannabis won't stop addiction. It trivializes its consumption. Let's be vigilant. If you need help, visit portage.ca.
Was that 4 or 5? He's lost count and still thinks he can drive. Do you think he knows that when he is caught and charged with impaired driving, he'll lose his license and a lot more? If he gets in his car, he'll face costs exceeding $20,000. Does he realize he could have a criminal record for his choice to drive? And it could be much worse if he crashes. Wonder what he'll be thinking tomorrow.
Have a Holden 1 at 15.
Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive. Drive sober.
Hi, I'm Tiffany James, the host of Her Story. Join us on Rogers TV as I interview various women in our community on how they found success in their own way.
Welcome back here to the Bayshore. The second period about to commence here between the Owen Sound North Stars and the Brooklin Lacrosse Club. 1-1 after 1 as we get ready with the North Stars you see there just passing me. And I just wanted to mention what a start it was for both goalies. Higgins and Caleb Martin have been spectacular here tonight. It's a big reason why, as Steve mentioned, this game is still 1-1, which, again, this game ended 16-11 in favor of Brooklyn down in Whitby. So we'll see if the same result happens tonight or if the defense continues to work for Owen Sound as we now go up to Dick Kennedy and Steve McCarthy.
Spencer, you know, I was kind of hoping Spencer was going to start getting a couple of those high fives himself, but looks like they were passing him by. So we'll get him a couple of high fives here, maybe after the second period. Both teams here taking the floor. Brooklyn finally making their way out. Owen Sound's been out for a little while, so we'll see if there's anything that comes of that. But definitely Brooklyn just making the most of their time in the dressing room. I'm sure you know, the Bayshore has some pretty great visitor dressing rooms, and that's got to be one of the reasons why. So the North Stars here getting ready. It looks like number 6, Mitch Gustafson, he's going to take the floor and start on the dot as Matt Hosak squares off against him. And we've got, for this period, we've got some updated lines here for the Brooklyn LC club. And we'll hopefully be a little bit more accurate here on the names. You can see there Zach Higgins and his net getting ready to go. North Stars winning that sideways. It doesn't look like they're going to come up with it. And now they do. It's North Stars Hayden Summers-Thompson. He's going to get double team there, knocked loose as that stick gets up a little bit high. And now North Stars back on this, battling. And good battle there by Noah Millsap. He's going to pick this up and carry it into the offensive zone. Throwing that across for Will Cecil.
Yeah, they're not going to have a reset here, so the referees are counting it down. It's probably inside 10 seconds.
Buck, they're going to have to make something fast here. Great shot by Koulis, and a good save by Zach Higgins. Up the floor goes Hickey. Hickey's going to throw that across. Picked up by Chikowski. Chikowski's going to send that down low, and now the Brooklyn team slowly are going to just try to make something happen here as they kill off the last of their penalty. Even strength now. Hogg trying to create a little bit of room, and he's going to throw that harmlessly on net, and now the North Stars up the floor. Koulis throwing that up for Buck. Buck able to catch that one-handed. A good pick there by Jackson Webster. Right out in front, shot, scores! What a play by Jackson Edwards!
Yeah, Jackson Webster just, he threw a pick. I'm not sure that the defender actually got blown up as hard as he did reacted to, and might have went for a little dive trying to draw the call. Tanner Buck flipped a nice backhand pass to him, and he brought Higgy across the net, kept dragging him and took top side. Yeah, real nice play.
Big hit there, number 33, Jackson Webster, and then able to pick up that pass from Buck behind the back, right out in front. Gets that shot off before heading into the crease. Great work there. Both Jackson Webster and, of course, Tanner Buck making their play possible. And possession call here off the face-off.
Well, we've got a penalty. We got a bench penalty, so they weren't too happy about that non-call, and I'm not certain that it was a player or Coach Joel Johnson that was a little too vocal, and we're gonna, as a result of a dead ball foul, the face-off is nullified and the possession goes to the team that's getting the advantage. So that's why we're getting a possession right away for Owen Center.
And heading to the box there is going to be Kellen Polera for the Brooklyn LC.
It's unlikely that Kellen, who's a player from New York State that's playing with the Merchants, is getting a call up here today with open his mouth on that. Certainly he's been selected by the coaching staff.
Elijah Brown out front there. That shot's going to go over the net. Tanner Buck now with it. Throws that to Koulis. Koulis sees a lane, swings out in front, long shot. Uses that long reach to get around both defenders. That ball is going to fall into possession of Jacob Hickey. Hickey now on offense, trying to kill off 30 seconds from this penalty. Hickey still with it. Defended by Koulis. He's going to throw that back. Finds Shanks.
And again, this is a situation where you want to be careful with Austin Shanks. He's just so slippery. He's just such a heavy player, and there he finds Hickey trying to slide down back door. And
North Stars wisely wait until that clock runs out. Now up the floor goes Jake Gasparetti. He's going to hold on to this and roll that forward for Tanner Buck. Now Buck in the offensive zone. Able to connect with Blumbergs. Blumbergs over to Buck, behind the net. Shot. Buck able to stop that before it gets to center. Great work there as he stops the over and back, and that shot's going to come just after the shot clock runs out.
Again, as a result of that deflected shot, though, it essentially just burned up what was left on the shot clock there. And when you get these power play opportunities, you got to make sure you get a couple good looks every time. You know, you can't be desperation shots and hoping to have any kind of success.
Kerrigan sends that across for Parker Pfeiffer, making his way up as well from, I believe, the junior team.
No, he's a Merchant. He had a great career with the Whitby Warrior Junior A club as well, but it's his second year, I believe, with the Merchants. And again, here we go. Owen Sound throwing the ball away in transition on the power play, and that'll end the power play. So just a lot of brain cramps here that have been carried over from period one when it comes to moving the ball out of their own defensive zone.
Valera now back on the floor. Trying to make room. Hogg throws that across. Shot by Hickey. Good save there by Caleb Martin.
Brooklyn was 2 men on the ball there. So Owensound just has to be hungry in those loose ball situations.
Picking that up is Logan Monroe. Monroe sends that across the floor. Gasparetti. He's going to connect with Elijah Brown. Elijah Brown up for Webster. Webster across for Buck. Buck long shots. And a good save there by Zach Higgins as he gets both legs down and then has to block the rolling ball with his stick. Get that ball up the floor, and Nicholas Ferris is going to carry this into the offensive zone. Ferris sends that backdoor. Back up top. Brooklyn swinging shot. Great save, Caleb Martin is able to stop the rolling ball. Now the North Stars into the offensive zone. North Stars. Koulis. Down for Blumbergs. Blumberg slips. He's going to throw that wide. Picking that one up is Cascanet. Cascanet, a staple on the senior B team. He's going to get that shot away. It's going to bounce off a couple of defenders. And they're going to lose another 30 seconds here. And now Brooklyn up the floor. Matt Hosak. He's going to flip that forward for Jacob Hickey.
Again, North Stars are really short-handed today in offense, and they have a couple of guys playing out of position, and so far it's kind of showing. But again, here we go. We just need better communication on defense. Looking a little porous here.
Good shot there as Kellen Polera able to make a little bit of room for himself and test Caleb Martin again in the second period. Just over 5 minutes gone. Owen Sound up by 1. Right out in front, Webster shot, scores! Webster with his second of the period makes it 3-1 for the North Stars.
Just a heady play by Jackson Webster there. He dished the ball off to Tanner Buck. The guy that was to cover him kind of looked away. Jackson slid right through the middle with nobody covering him. And again, quick catch and shoot, and he's found the mark for the second time. I think he had a couple goals the other night. And again, he had a tremendous career originally with St. Catharines. He finished up with the Beaches and appeared in the Minto Cup in 2022 with that club. And the Georgetown product is showing the Bulldog crowd here tonight. So hopefully things will continue to look up for him.
Miles here with some speed there. He's going to challenge the ball in Brooklyn's zone. Knocks it loose by 1, and Brooklyn eventually able to pick that one up. Up the floor goes Luke Keene. Keenan sends that in, tight shot, great save, Caleb Martin.
And I'm not sure what the call is here.
I'm going to say this is Brooklyn's ball. I didn't quite see it.
They're saying that one of the Owen Sound players put their hand on the ball in the crease, I'm going to presume. They're calling a penalty shot. And again, it was just a sleepy play on defense, a pretty mundane pick and roll play, and
well, we might have to get a replay of that in the second intermission. I certainly saw Caleb Martin put his hand down, but I don't think I saw any other Owen Sound North Stars players touch it.
It may have been even an inadvertent, but you got Austin Shanks. He's got all the tricks in the book, and we'll see if.
Yeah. And he shoots and scores. A great goal there by Austin Shanks. Very deceptive shot. Looks like he's going to go backhand and then back on his offside and able to sneak that one in.
Yeah, so that's just an unfortunate mistake. Not sure how it happened, but it resulted in a poor defensive play, allowing the back guy on the two-man pick to slide into the net with no defender between him and the goaltender. Caleb Martin made a tremendous save, but resulted in the penalty shot.
Take a look at the replay here. Come back to the play, and we'll show you that replay another time. Noah Millsap up the floor. He's going to go for a change. Desperetti sends that over for Buck. Buck low. Elijah Brown sends that across. Webster back to Buck. Buck finds Elijah Brown. ground, twisting, turning, comes up against one Brooklyn player. He's going to lose it. He's going to have to get there quick, and it's going to be over and back. So now Brooklyn is going to get possession of this ball.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Elijah Brown there tried to take his defender, and he got chest to chest with him. That's a hard way to get by a defender when your stick is exposed like that.
And great defensive block there by assistant captain Tyler Hall.
Yeah, he really used his head on that one. He hit him right in the ear, I think, and thwarted a scoring opportunity.
Shanks sends that into the corner. Brooklyn still with it. Trying to find room. And a great shot, and they score.
Again, Austin Shanks leaps out with nobody on him. Scores from his wrong side. And again, you just cannot lose him when you're on the floor. So it's a couple of tough possessions here for the Owen Sound D, and they're really going to want to lock down a guy as gifted as he's been in on all 3 goals now. And you can see the rebound, the look here, and again, just lackadaisical effort, taking him to the net, probably just looking at him going, oh, he's on his wrong side. But yeah.
And unfortunately, that ball bouncing up and unable to keep that out of the net for the North Stars. So North Stars going up by a score of 3-1 are now tied again with this Brooklyn team. In tight, Lumberg sends that low. Buck picks it up, sends that over for Lewis. Down low, Lumberg still with it. Cross, Buck picks it up.
And just
Millsap battling, and now the North Stars are going to be on defense.
Just a flat-footed pass across the zone to a guy that had no better opportunity to score than you did. It's just a needless play, and again, they got to start creating some offense here. And they're going to find themselves playing from behind.
And Sound with just one offensive player playing defense right now, so they're going to need to get on this ball and get it up the floor as quick as possible. Cecil trying to defend this. Throws that back out in front for Watts. Watts screening. That ball is going to keep going as Haley tries to find a lane. He does. Shot. Good save. Martin scooped back in. Number 25, Zach Kerrigan. And throwing that forward. Niall Sear is going to carry this into the offensive zone for the North Stars. Now Sear finds Elijah Brown. Brown across the floor. Webster connects with Cascanet. Cascanet, he's got a lane to go all the way, and he won't. He'll throw that back. Buck shot. Lewis with a shot. That's going to go wide. Picking that back up. Long shot in on the goalie. Lewis tries to get the rebound. Can't quite cradle it. And then picked up out of the air by Ryan Sharkey. Picked back up. Owen Sound. Webster can't cradle that one.
Unfortunate there. They created that turnover, and now they're going to have to defend here 3-on-2 in transition.
Very exciting play there for the North Stars. Now in tight. Bounce shot up and out of play. Not off the goalie, so Owen Sound is going to gain possession after that missed shot by Luke Keenan. Now the North Stars up the floor. Gasparetti sends that in tight. Lumberg's across the floor. Cascanet sends that low. Roddy trying to create some space. Long shot here right off the high chest of Zach Higgins. That one looked like it almost sent Higgins backwards a little bit. So Rodding with tons of power, and they're going to say back in here, it looks like, against Brooklyn. So North Stars are going to get possession of the ball in the offensive zone. Back to Blumbergs. He's going to throw that across for Webster. Owen Sound's going to get a penalty here for roughing or cross-checking. I'm not sure if it looked like just a pretty normal battle to me, and they're going to call Koulis on this. It looks like, I thought, if anything, maybe it was Niall Sear, and we'll take a look here at the replay. I'm not totally sure I saw this penalty. Well, he was the second man in, it looks like. So
yeah, he was a little aggressive with a kind of a cross-check on the hip when he went to throw the pick, and again, it's I think it's Dante's second penalty without the ball. They had possession. Again, you want to always throw hard picks, make the defender pay the price, but that was kind of obvious, and he's going to have to count on his goaltender here and the defensive crew to repel the offense here.
Both Caleb Martin and Zach Higgins have been absolutely solid for their respective teams so far this afternoon at the Bayshore. And another test coming Owen Sound's way now. Starting with this one is going to be Austin Shanks. He's going to try to run this power play and put his team up for the first time this afternoon. Back to Shanks, throwing that across. Hogg sends that low. Hogg to Shanks. Shanks with the shot. Good save. Caleb Martin behind the net is Parker Pfeiffer. He's going to throw that back out for Hogg. Shanks. Cross for Hogg. Hogg's going to send that in low. Right out in front. Great save, Caleb Martin. North Stars are going to pick this up. They're going to get it knocked loose, and now the call going against Brooklyn, just a possession call, so Owen Sound's going to get possession of it. Carry this up the floor. They've got an opportunity here to make something happen. Great shot. He had room and everything. Noah Millsap.
Yeah.
Prove why he belongs up here.
Sometimes you don't like to see an early shot like that, but Noah had a lot on it, and it looked like he was going to sneak it by Higgy there, but fortunately for the Brooklyn Lacrosse Club, Higgy stood tall and made the save.
Shanks throws that for Hogg. Hogg, long shot, scores! Right up over the right shoulder. And Caleb Martin's going to let that one sneak through. It was a great shot, had eyes, and just fooled Caleb Martin. I think Caleb thought he was going to be shooting to his left. He ended up going far side and got just a little bit of space there. You can see the replay.
Again, you can see that they had the defense running around because they're moving their feet, they're moving the ball. When you watch Owen Sound's power play, very static, not much ball movement, not a lot, no feet movement whatsoever. They're stationary. They're not drawing the defense, making them run around and look to double and get confused, which is exactly what happened with Owen Sound there. They vacated that shooting area, and Hogg made them pay the price.
Mike Byrne losing that one to Mitch Gustafson as the North Stars get possession now down for the first time this game. North Stars still playing quite well. Rodding with it. He's got a great shot, and he's going to send that one wide. Owen Sound's going to lose this ball. It's going to go wide. Unfortunately, that's an over and back now.
Yeah.
Or rather,
yeah, it's an over and back.
Yeah.
And it's, again, Angus Rodding has been very aggressive with the shots, and you certainly don't want a kid not to, take his looks when he gets them. But again, early in the shot clock, not right in on top of the goalie. They, their offense is really stalled here in the second period outside of Jackson Webster. So, they want to take advantage of some better ball movement.
Watts can't quite come down with that ball, and Brooklyn's still with it. Shanks. He's going to find Watts. Watts a long shot off Caleb Martin. Watts back at the ball, finds Shanks. Valera trying to make room. Hogg up top. Shanks still with it. Finds a lane, and Valera can't come down with that one. Owen Sound's going to find the ball. Now throwing this up the floor, Noah Millsap. He's got some speed, but he's going to get around his man. Shot, can't get that one to the net. Now Brooklyn's going to pick this one up. Unfortunately, Millsap couldn't wait for his team, and now the North Stars are going to be back on defense.
Again, they probably had the ball for 12 seconds their last two possessions. And again, you can't fault the player for giving that extra effort.
Pfeiffer right out in front, and the North Stars with a defensive breakdown. Parker Pfeiffer just couldn't quite hang on to that. And a great break for the North Stars. Now Will Cecil carrying this into the offensive zone. He's going to send that back for Blumbergs. Elijah Brown sends that in low for Buck. Buck connects with Webster. Webster twisting and turning, trying to get around his man. Good pick by Cecil. Webster still with it. He throws a short pass to Buck. Buck back up for Cecil. Cecil, long shot. Normally on defense, finds his way to the offensive side of the ball. Now the North Stars are going to need to get back quick. Running back into the defensive zone is Logan Monroe. Right across, right out in front. Watts can't come down with that one. Owen Sound's going to have to pick this one up. Mitch Gustafson battling. Can't come down with it. Now the North Stars have it. They're going to throw that up the floor as Jake Gasparetti carries this into the offensive zone. He gets around two. Still with it. One hand on his stick. Throws that over for Rodding. Up for Koulis. And Koulis is going to slow things down here as they try to get a full possession out of this. Koulis twist turns. Good pick there by Elijah Brown. Right out in front. Elijah Brown can't come down with that one. He would have been in all alone. Now Koulis defending. A great backhand pass there as it goes up for Mike Byrne, and he's going to bring this into the offensive zone for Brooklyn LC.
Yeah, although it didn't connect there, that's what Owen Sound has to continue to work on each time. Run a little two-man game. It was well executed. They just couldn't quite finish it off, but
shot here and a great save by Caleb Martin as Zach Kerrigan tries to slip that between the wickets.
Seen a lot of breakdowns here with Owen Sound defense this period, and they've really got to tighten up. Caleb Martin has been outstanding.
Absolutely. Summers Thompson off for a change. Buck with it. He's got Rodding. Good pick. North Stars. Shot scores! Captain Tanner Buck ties it up at the Harry Lumley Bayshore Community Center.
And again, great work off ball by Rodding, just forcing his man down, kind of pushing his way through, collapsed the zone a little bit, and Tanner Buck was almost like a little outside twister shot. Beats his Philadelphia wing teammate Zach Higgins, and we're all squared up.
Great work there by Tanner Buck. A couple of good picks by both Rodding and even Webster tying up his man. Tying up number 6, Matt Hosak, so he wasn't able to get there in time to defend Buck. Buck with that very deceptive high shot, able to sneak that one into the net. North Stars tied 4-4. And losing that one is the North Stars, so Brooklyn will pick that up. Tyler Hall's getting a shot there at the faceoff dot. Now Brooklyn with the ball. Kerrigan throws that across the floor for Shanks. Shanks back to Kerrigan, shot wide. Kerrigan back with it, another shot. Great save there by Caleb Martin. He's getting a workout in this period. Now the North Stars almost losing it, but able to just...
And again, when you go in for a loose ball, you got to go in hard with 2 hands. You can't hang that stick out, and it's just a lost possession once again in transition. So we've had a number of those tonight, and that's an area that they're really going to want to
long shot
tighten
there
up.
to save.
There was Shanksy trying to, and then again, just an errant pass in transition. It looks like we may just have another turnover, and we do. So these are just things that the coaching staff can pull their hair out over, and because you can't keep giving a potent offense, 2/3 more possessions than you have yourself.
The North Stars struggling here a little bit. I mean, scoring 3 goals on significantly less shots than Brooklyn, you just got to wonder, Owen Sound, if they had the ball a little bit more often, what would the score of this game actually be? Now the North Stars getting an opportunity. Noah Millsap carrying that up the floor. Elijah Brown comes in. Cecil slipping a little bit.
Again,
Millsap loses that.
As Millsap again turns the ball over in transition. If you're the transition guy, you got to drive it deeper and get the ball in the hands of one of your offensive players and get off. You can't get yourself in trouble. And again, here we go again. Brooklyn on offense with little to show for it. Owen Sound.
Kerrigan throws out wide, shot. And they're calling a reset clock. I think they're just going to have to count this one down. I don't think that clock reset at the change of possession. Still with it, Brooklyn long shot. And a good save there off of Nikolai Ferris' shot. It's Caleb Martin. North Stars trying to hit the reset button here as Webster throws that down low for Rodding. Rodding with a very dangerous shot. He's going to throw that across for Blumbergs. Blumbergs shot. Webster can't get that one to go, and we're going to get over and back called here against the North Stars, and they're going to be back on defense. Lacrosse is certainly a quick game, lots of transitions, offense, defense, but I think the North Stars would like maybe just a little bit more time on offense.
Yeah, it's really wearing on your defensive core, especially when you're short a couple guys.
Right out in front, Hogg.
That's going to be a crease call. He reached in to pick it up, and he walked through after the fact.
Carrying this up, Jake Gasparetti. He's going to find Koulis. Koulis has Buck, Elijah Brown. He's got Rodding out there as well. Cascanet on the far wall. Elijah Brown shot! And a great save there, Zach Higgins. Called no goal, just in the knee. Higgins almost stumbled into the net with it.
Again, that was just another great 2-man game between Elijah Brown and Koulis, and that time they connected, and they just weren't fortunate enough to beat Higgy, but great look.
Right out in front, Pfeiffer gets a second shot at that. They're going to call crease violation. Throws that one up and almost tries to tennis racket bat that in. Now you've got Will Cecil in the offensive zone. He's going to throw that back for Austin Blumbergs.
See what Will Cecil there, he drove his man down low and then looked for the outlet to get it to, so he didn't face the double, and here they get to go on offense.
Blumberg sends that across for Tanner Buck. Good pick there by Rodding. Buck tries to send that across. Elijah Brown can't get a stick on that. Now Brooklyn up. Owen Sound's going to have to play the transition game here. Noah Millsap in. And they're going to slow this one down as Matt Hosak waits for the rest of his team to make it out onto the floor. Brock Haley can't get that one to go. And Owen Sound battling here, picked up by Hogg. Graydon Hogg looking at options. He's going to send that all the way back out for Kellen Polera. Now the North Stars, they're going to carry this out of their zone with Jake Gasparetti. He's got help from Mitch Gustafson. Gustafson's going to hold on to this a little bit longer. He's going to throw that over for Buck as Buck connects with Koulis. Dante Koulis trying to call a play there with one hand on the stick. Koulis looking, able to connect there with Buck. Buck throws that down for Webster, 6 seconds left. Koulis, long shot, deflected wide. Off the sideboard, off the stanchion, and they're gonna have that deflected down into their own zone. Now Brooklyn with it. Number 45, Jacob Hickey. Right out in front is Pfeiffer, shot, and they score. Parker Pfeiffer.
Yeah, that's just gonna infuriate the coaching staff once again. You cannot take long perimeter shots late in the shot clock and miss the net with everybody deep. You're going to give up, in this case, a 3-on-1 transition opportunity, and it's going to end up in your net. So you're better off to just eat the clock up, get set on defense, and not give an easy goal up like that, especially with a 1:47 left in the period. So again, just mistakes again by young players are haunting them a little bit here.
Absolutely, a great shot by Parker Pfeiffer, able to set his team ahead by 1 goal with 2 minutes left here, and false start there called on Owen Sound. Now heading up the floor is Brock Haley. He's going to send that in for his team. Still holding it. Shanks trying to get open. Shanks finds it. Shot. Great save, Caleb Martin. North Stars going to pick this up, and they're going to run right out of the floor. Logan Monroe sending that forward. Buck can't come down with it. Millsap does. He gets taken down hard into the boards. Great defensive play there by Alexis Simard. Simard throws that forward. Shanks can't quite get that over and back called now against Brooklyn. That might be their first or second one of the game. They have not gotten called on that too often.
And they got real lucky because Austin Shanks is 30 feet behind any Owen Sound defender there, but the errant pass, he couldn't corral it off the glass and ended up back down the Brooklyn line.
Webster sends that low for Buck. Buck assessing his options. Elijah Brown back to Buck. Webster swings. Shot. Great save, Zach Higgins. Trying to come up with this is Owen Sound, and they're going to lose that to Jack Travavasos. What a name. Polera. Hogg shot. It's going to go wide. Just off Caleb Martin.
You got to reset. That was off his knee.
Another big shot there. And Shanks can't quite get that one all the way to the net. 20 seconds left on this shot clock. He's going to send that low behind the net. Out in front, can't come down with that. It's Polera. Pfeiffer back with it. He slips in that same spot. Hogg. And that's picked off there. Great play by Jake Gasparetti. He's in a foot race now against Graydon Hogg. Gasparetti shot. Can't get that one to go past Zach Higgins. And a timeout being called here by Brooklyn LC. 12 seconds left in the second period. As both teams are going to take a quick rest, and you can see Zach Higgins there. He's getting lots of love from his team. He's bailed them out a couple of times, not quite as many times as Caleb Martin has had to stand tall here for the North Stars. They're going to look to make a big change here in the third period with a little bit more time on the offensive side of the ball.
So it'll be interesting to see. They're going to definitely go 6-on-5 here as they draw up play. You got no doubt to think that Austin Shanks will be right in the middle of this, although every other guy they put out there is super skilled, so it doesn't necessarily have to go through Austin, but chances are it will, and you might just want to key on him and take him out of the equation and see if they have to go to plan B.
For sure. You've seen Jake Gasparetti a couple of times. I don't know if he'll be out on the floor, but he's last man out, picked off a couple of passes in the defensive zone already, so great work by him. Yep. Starting down in Zach Higgins' spot is going to be Brock Haley. as the Brooklin LC do go 6-on-5 here with just over 12 seconds left to play. Haley sending that one in. They don't have to wait long to set up a play here. Hogg back to Haley. Haley down for Shanks. Shanks has lots of time. Kerrigan can't come down with that one. And they're going to run out of time. So the Owen Sound North Stars striking first again in the second period, going up 3-1, and now finding themselves trailing by a goal here, 5-4 for the Brooklin LC. We're going to head to break, and we'll be right back as Spencer Byers gives us a little talking to with the North Stars here. Thanks for watching the MSL on Rogers TV.
October 5th, 2014, my daughter was hit by a train. She was walking along the sides of the tracks, and it shattered her world.
Think it's okay to drive high? Think again. Drug-impaired driving is as illegal as drunk driving, and in Ontario, the penalties are the same. If police suspect you're driving under the influence of drugs of any kind, or a combination of drugs and alcohol, and you fail a roadside test, your license will be suspended immediately for up to 30 days. You'll pay a penalty of $198. And you can be charged with a criminal offense of impaired driving, the same as alcohol. Driving high is never okay.
Johnny wanted to go back home. It was 1,000 kilometers away. They forced him to go to the Indian residential school. More than 150,000 of us children had to go. They wanted to change us.
Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name.
Hallowed be your name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done. Kill the Indian and the child. It's been called cultural genocide. I survived residential school. My brother Johnny did not.
Chani Wenjack was one of thousands of children who died due to Canada's residential school system. More than 80,000 survivors and their families still live with its legacy today.
Hi, I'm David Sherman, host of Politically Speaking. Politically Speaking is interviews with your politicians on Rogers TV. 7 o'clock Thursday evening. Politically Speaking on Rogers TV.
Welcome everyone back here to the Harry Lumley Bayshore Community Center. Alongside me, captain of the MSL North Stars, Tanner Buck. Tanner, Senior B last year. I had a chance to talk to you a couple times during that. Now captain of the MSL team. What's it like playing the first MSL game back in Owen Sound since '95?
It's an absolute honor to be here. Getting the privilege to play here the last couple summers with the Senior Bs was awesome. Getting introduced to the community and all the guys. I'm from only an hour and a half up the road, so I came here a couple times playing Junior B, so I knew what this crowd was going to be like, and it's awesome to get back in the Senior A loop and get out here in front of this crowd.
Now, obviously, you guys have already played Brooklyn once this year. Didn't fall your way down in Whitby tonight. A lot closer game, a lot different game. It ended 16-11 down in Whitby. It's already 5-4 now. So what do you feel like you guys need to do to keep up with this Whitby side?
I think with our young legs, the best bet for us is we just got to keep the ball moving, let that do the work, keep our legs hot, keep our sticks hot, and just play confident. Like Jonesy says, we just got to get better every game. We're a young squad, so all we got to do is just put our head down, work hard, and we should get the results we want.
Well, you also got Caleb Martin in the cage, another one of the many young guys on this team, and he's been stellar for you tonight. Got tonight in the cage. Obviously didn't come in necessarily as the main guy and kind of has moved his way into that. What's it like having him back behind you guys?
Caleb's awesome. We got full confidence in him. I was pretty lucky that I got to watch him a couple playoff series a couple years ago in Orangeville when he was with Whitby, and he's a stud of a goalie, and we couldn't be more confident to have him back there between the pipes.
Thank you so much, Tanner Buck of the Owen Sound North Stars. Go chug your water.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we'll be right back here with Steve and Nick after this on Rogers TV.
With Rogers TV, you can cheer on the home team from the comfort of your living room. We'll head to the rink,
the field, the court, or the pitch, so you don't have to. Tune in and cheer on your local amateur athletes on Rogers TV.
For 25 years, you've been helping to make our roads safer by doing the right thing. You've been the designated driver, you've stayed over, called home, you've called a cab or a friend, and planned ahead. Let's keep doing the right thing. Support sober driving by getting yourself and your friends home safely.
Do the right thing.
Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive. Drive sober.
I've been fighting depression for years, and some days are harder than others. Your prayers are helping me find peace and a glimmer of hope. You were there for me, renewing my mind with the Word of God.
Public transit, garbage pickup, parks and recreation programs, snow removal on your street. How can you stay informed about these and other important local services? Tune to City Council coverage on Rogers TV. See your community leaders at work on Rogers TV City Council coverage.
Here to the Bayshore. Quickly going upstairs to Steve McCarthy and Nick Kennedy for their quick thoughts of that second period.
Awesome, thanks Spencer. Very back and forth period there for both sides. Owen Sound going up 3-1, now down 5-4. Steve, I mean, North Stars really struggled there, I think, offensively. A couple of their transition plays and losing the ball, you said a little bit, you saw in the transition, just not getting the ball in deep enough and causing that to turn it over.
Well, just a little bit of hesitation a lot of times. Some of the defenders get down there, and then the Brooklyn defenders recognize who is carrying the ball. They put extra pressure on. If his mates don't get to the bench, the offensive players can't get on the floor to create that outlet. So yeah, just a learning thing, learning one another, learning where to be on the ball, where to go on the floor when you're in duress, and especially with the over and back, it complicates things, and teams will pressure you in this league to force you into mistakes.
Steve, it's 5-4 right now. We saw, I think, 16-11 in the last game. What's your final score prediction here?
I don't know that I have one. I think the next goal is going to really tell the tale. If Owen Sound can tie it up, they got lots to hope for. If they get down a couple, they're going to have to play a good, honest game to overcome any kind of a deficit.
Excellent. Well, we'll be right back with the third period of play right after this break.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to rogerstv.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at rogerstv.com.
Today, I helped a senior find transportation to an important medical appointment.
Today, I helped a new mom find virtual programming so she didn't feel so isolated.
Today, I helped someone understand new government supports.
Every day, 211 navigators connect Canadians to critical government and community programs and services.
211. Help starts here.
Treaty in Cree is Naskomitoin, an oral agreement. And our agreements were always spoken. For George Spence, the core of treaty was Wichihioin, to help one another.
And so we, the commissioners...
He was there for the making of Treaty 9, where the Cree were told...
We will honor this agreement together, for as long as the sun shines and the waters flow.
The Cree made their mark because they were assured that the land would be shared and they would always be able to harvest what they needed. George Spence was my great-grandfather. In his life, he saw many promises of the treaty go unfulfilled.
Treaties were essential to the creation of Canada. First Nations still fight for the agreements to be honored.
Hi, I'm David Sherman, host of Politically Speaking. Join me for my next show, where my guest will be Ian Boddy, Mayor of Owen Sound. Politically Speaking on Rogers TV.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Harry Lumley Bayshore Community Center and the J.D. MacArthur Arena. Both the North Stars and Brooklin LC are taking the floor here for the final period of play. Unless, of course, we go to overtime. Both teams here are very close in score. North Stars down a little bit in the offensive, shall we say, momentum. But lots can be done between periods. Lots can be said in a locker room, and lots changes. See how the North Stars respond here, getting down by a goal for the first time in the game. They've been leading almost the entire game, and then, of course, the fifth goal there scored by Austin Shanks, able to put his team up by one. Now Matt Hosak in the face-off dot here against number 6, Mitch Gustafson. And the North Stars coming up with possession, and then promptly looks like losing that possession.
Again, it's just another situation where they have possession and run into traffic with it, and they're going to end up, they may go redraw here. The referees aren't quite sure who deflected that ball up into the stand.
Yep. Looks like they're going to redraw.
Yep. Simon D'Souza there, conferred with Ecclestone, and decided that none of them really saw how it caromed up into the rafters. So we'll do it again.
Gustafson and Hosak back at center. And Gustafson winning that back through his legs. Picking that up now. Jake Gasparetti's shot just wide. And picked up there by Austin Shanks. Shanks is going to connect with Hosak.
Again, if you're going to take a shot in transition, you better hit the net. And again, Jake Gasparetti is a premier transition player in the Arena Lacrosse League in the winter, and
in tight shot scores.
There you go.
Number 71, Brock Haley.
The next possession, Brooklyn makes you pay. So if you're not going to get a shot on net, you better eat it up and let your offense go to work.
And just like that, the North Stars find themselves down by 2. An unfortunate transition play from the North Stars, and then Brock Haley able to make them pay with a laser beam of a shot just over the knee and under the arm on the left side of Caleb Martin. So both Gustafson and Hosak finding their way back to center for a face-off for the third time this period. And winning that back off of a false start is going to be Brooklyn. Braden Hogg picking this one up. Hogg twisting and turning. Able to connect with Haley. Haley, lots of room now all of a sudden. Gets right in tight, bouncing shot up and out of play.
Again, now we're going to get a holding penalty, so this has gone from bad to worse for the young North Stars here.
And looks like referee might be signaling a slash here against Tyler Halls, assistant captain for the North Stars.
Yeah, we'll have to see that on the replay. Again, it didn't seem like it was anything egregious. Oh, pretty soft call. What you see get let go all the time. So,
well, a tough break there for the North Stars, as their assistant captain's going to have to sit. A great shot there. That's going to go up off the crossbar. Another good shot there, a one-timer in tight. Haley can't get that one to go as Caleb Martin stands tall. North Stars are going to let that one go as the clock resets. Brooklyn still with possession. Hogg finds Shanks. Back to Graydon Hogg. Down low. Back across. Pfeiffer can't come up with that one. Kerrigan's pass just a little bit wide of him. Graydon Hogg back with it. Hogg connects with Pfeiffer. He's going to shoot that wide and up and out of play. So the North Stars, lucky break there. They're going to get the ball and get an opportunity to kill about 30 seconds off this penalty. Carrying this up the floor goes Noah Millsap in the transition. Millsap, he's going to slow things down here. Got in a little bit deeper. Jackson Webster throwing that across. Dante Koulis. Koulis trying to fool his man. He's going to slip in that same spot, so we might have to get a mop out there. Koulis loses it.
That's got to be possession black.
And they're not going to call anything.
No, generally, when the players don't release after the ball's been squirted loose, more often than not, they'll give it back to the team that had the ball, but not this time.
Haley and Shanks playing catch. Down for Pfeiffer, back to Haley. Finds Shanks across the floor for Graydon Hogg. Kerrigan to Hogg and Shanks behind the back. Now Haley shot. Good save there. Caleb Martin off his arm. Kerrigan up top for Graydon Hogg. Right over the head of Shanks. Shanks able to pick that one up anyways.
I'm not sure where the...
Shanks long shot. Good rising shot, and he's going to lose that ball and an over and back. Now the North Stars, with 3 seconds left in their penalty, they're going to send out Rodding as he's going to start with this one in the offensive zone. Angus Rodding throws that forward for Webster. Webster back down for Rodding. Transitioning out, bringing out Buck. Buck's got it. North Stars still with it. Elijah Brown throws that in. And unfortunately unable to beat Zach Higgins. Tanner Buck goes into the boards. Now Brooklyn in tight. They've got a chance. Shot. And able to keep that one out. I don't know how Caleb Martin did. And now the North Stars going to take down their man for going after the goalie. Looks like no calls are going to be made there. Mike Byrne trying to antagonize Caleb Martin. Getting a little bit of contact with him, and two North Stars take him down. Webster. A couple of goals on the afternoon already. Koulis back to Webster. Down low. Picking that up is Cascanet. Jordan Cascanet sends that wide. Koulis.
Just a lot of static.
Good shot there, but an easy
offense
save.
Here, not a lot of movement off ball. They're spreading the defense out, yet the tandem off ball isn't doing a lot to, and they were going to get another penalty. So I'm not sure if that was another frustration slash. We didn't catch it.
The North Stars now playing 5-on-6 as they await their fate from the referee. Back for Shanks. Shanks a shot off the post. North Stars will pick this up, and they're going to call a slashing call now again against the North Stars. So I don't even know if we got a replay of this one. I think it was behind the ball, but the referee is calling a slashing call here against Webster. I didn't see that one. We'll have to take a look here. Looks like Webster's at the top of your screen, and that looks like a pretty standard lacrosse play to me. So it must have been caught off camera here, or okay, there you can see that just after the play, a light tap there on Matt Hosak's wrist, and the same referee that called the first slash of the period is going to call the second slash of the period. So North Stars are going to need to adjust the way they play. Shanks sends that low. Pfeiffer picks it up. North Stars on defense here. Haley, long shot, great defense there by the North Stars as Tanner Halls makes himself big. And now the North Stars are going to have a 3-on-1. Back shot, great save. Now Brooklyn in transition. They've got speed. Now it's a 4-on-1. Shanks, shot, great save. Caleb Martin. Shanks picks up his rebound. Tries to throw that back door. Unable to connect with Jacob Hickey. Now the North Stars back with it. Number 17, Niall Sear. Shot, Great save again by Zach Higgins. He's been huge. And now Brooklyn 3-on-2. They're going to try to work quickly. A long shot. Caleb Martin turns that away with ease. Haley picking up the rebound. Back up for Shanks. Shanks across the floor. Shot. Great save there off the heel of Caleb Martin. North Stars still with it. Cecil losing it. And now Brooklyn's going to pick this one up. 50 seconds left in Owen Sound's penalty.
Yeah, tough break for Will Cecil. Did a good job jumping on that loose ball, but again, we getting stripped in transition. And
great shot there by Kerrigan. Better save by Caleb Martin. Shanks trying to feign a shot, tries to get over to Kerrigan, can't quite. He's going to lose that ball. Now Nikolai Ferris in the battle. Shanks flips that over. Hogg can't come up with it. Now a foot race here. Niall Sear, he's going to have to slow this one down, but he's got help. Tyler Halls able to corral that eventually, gets it knocked loose. Now Halls has to do some 2-on-1 work. Hall's battling. He's trying to kill as much time off this clock as he can. Picking that up, Matt Hosak. And he's going to throw that one forward. Shanks back with it along the boards. Pfeiffer tries to set a pick, but gets blown up by Mitch Gustafson. Right down low for Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer and Gustafson still battling. Pfeiffer sends that across the floor, finds Shanks. Shanks doesn't get a second to think, sends a great pass in for Pfeiffer, and then blown up again by a North Star. So crease violation is 2 Brooklyn players down on the floor. Caleb Martin underneath one of them. No calls on the play, it doesn't seem like.
I think we're going to get a water break for the goalies here.
And Caleb Martin, he's been having a bit more of a physical period than I think maybe he was expecting. And we'll take a look at some of the upcoming games here for the Owen Sound North Stars MSL team. Saturday, June 8th, they'll play home to the Brampton Excelsiors. Monday, June 10th, they'll be down in Oakville. Saturday, June 22nd, home to Peterborough, as well as Tuesday, June 25th. They're going to go to Peterborough in a back-to-back. So a couple of good games to keep your eyes open for. We'll be home on Saturday, June 8th, and home on Saturday, June 22. Make sure you guys come on out for those. We will have the away games as well on Rogers TV, so make sure if you're watching this within the Grey Bruce region, you'll be able to catch that on Rogers TV as well. Tanner Buck. Back to Buck. Down low for Webster. Webster finds Koulis. Koulis down low. Elijah Brown up for Webster. Able to find Buck. Elijah Brown cannot come down with that, and Koulis able to find it. You've got 18 seconds left, so they don't need to rush here. Elijah Brown sends that long pass off a defender, and Buck can't come up with it, so Owen Sound's going to need to start the transition as they give up on that play. Webster's going to need to get over as well and get a defender out, and he does. So now Brooklyn. Shanks able to connect with Graydon Hogg. Hogg gets around his defender.
Millsap did a real good job to recover there.
Keenan. And they're going to lose that. Now Owen Sound in pursuit, trying to come up with that shot. Can't get that one to go. Great attempt there by Jake Gasparetti. Able to get it on net, and now Owen Sound trying to battle for another opportunity. They're going to throw this forward. Now North Stars back with the ball. Great work here as Austin Blumbergs holds this in the offensive zone.
So again, he makes the mistake of running into traffic. So he's going to turn the ball over. He's just got to find an open space, somewhere safe. You know, run into where the white shirts are isn't going to, you know, get you too far.
Liam Osborne carrying this up. Finds Parker Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer flips that back for Haley. Haley twists around. Trying to swing out front. Pfeiffer with the pick. Haley sends that low. Osborne, pass across, shot. Good save there, Caleb Martin. Nikolai Ferris with that hard shot. Haley back with it. Throws that across the floor, connecting with Polera. Right out in front, Kerrigan's shot. And another great save. Caleb Martin, North Star still with it. Gustafson looking at his options. Throws that up the floor for Buck. Buck flips that over for Halls. Halls unable to connect there with Webster, and that's going to be another giveaway for the North Stars. Great move there as Hosak gets around his man and holds this in the offensive zone. Shanks sends that in deep. Hogg right out in front for Shanks. Shot, what a save, Caleb Martin.
Yeah, that was just nothing short of atrocious defense when you allow the best player on the floor to make a simple pass and then go down the other way unabated and find a perfect scoring opportunity. Incredibly hard shot there by Koulis. Unfortunately, just over the net. A great pass there, shot. Caleb Martin able to close the 5-hole. So now the North Stars up the floor. Niall Sear looking at his options. He's going to hold on to this and send it across the floor, finding finding Austin Blumbergs. Blumbergs to Webster. Webster in low for Buck. Buck with a long shot. Webster can't come up with that. Blumbergs tries to offer support. They're going to lose that one as Alex Samard comes up with it. Still battling now in the offensive zone. North Stars sending that over to Webster. Webster down low. Yeah, great pressure, created that opportunity.
And a very deceptive shot there by Buck. A couple of seconds left here, throwing that up for Rotting. Rotting down for Buck. Buck sends that across the floor. Elijah Brown can't get the shot away. Connecting with Webster. Webster to Buck.
A much better job moving the ball, moving their feet.
Shot. Can't get that one to go. Buck's gonna have to get back, unable to get there. And the Brooklyn team is gonna pick that up. Liam Osborne in alone. Shot, great save. That's gonna go up and out of play. Just off the foot of Caleb Martin. I'm not sure if I even saw that one. It looked like it might have just gone wide, but referee says right off the foot of Caleb Martin. Parker Piper picking this one up for Brooklyn. Kerrigan sending that across the floor for Shanks. Shanks a long shot right into the bread basket. Caleb Martin deflects that down to the floor and pounces on top. Halls running this up the floor for the North Stars. Halls finds Cascanet. Cascanet, he's got Elijah Brown, he's got Koulis, he's got Halls, and he's got Blumbergs. Cascanet connecting with Elijah Brown. Brown gets out front. Sends that back to Cascanet. Cascanet, long, low shot. Almost with the deflection there is Austin Blumbergs. North Stars still with it. Jordan Cascanetti's gonna slow things down. Cascanet sends that wide. Koulis tries to swing around his man. That gets deflected. Koulis is gonna have to battle for this one. It's gonna be an over and back. Now it's a foot race as Owen Sound tries to get there. They're calling for too many men, but no call from the referee on the play. In fact, they are going to call it.
Yeah.
So Owen Sound making connection with the player before all respective players were off the floor. And North Stars are now going to play 6-on-5 again, and then eventually 5-on-4. Shanks sends that low. Great shot. Shanks back to Haley. Haley with a low shot, deflected off a North Star. North Stars pick that one up. And another penalty going against the Owen Sound North Stars in their home opener of the MSL League. So it looks like a conversation here between the referees trying to figure out who they're going to actually send to the box. Still nobody actually sent to the box, and the referees, I don't think now they're just saying send somebody, but I don't think they know who they're calling, so they're going to call up from the senior B team, number 13, Jordan Cascanet, as he heads over to the box. And could be a great attempt here from the North Stars to try to create a little bit of offense after these 2 minutes. Throwing Cascanet out and maybe getting a long shot. Shanks over for Haley. Back to Shanks. Shanks a shot. Good save, Caleb Martin. Halls opting to run this up and gets Piper's stick right up in the face. Another stick, and they're going to call both of them. Now Hall's in all alone. Shot, great attempt, rebound. Another save by Higgins. and we're gonna get a little bit of 4-on-3 action as there's a hold and a face slash. So both Pfeiffer and Haley, strong offensive players here for the Brooklyn LC, are gonna head to the box. Pfeiffer in first, Haley next. So you can see here in the replay, Pfeiffer got his stick right up around the neck of Tyler Halls. And then Haley goes up and tries to knock the ball loose, misses the stick entirely, and whacks Halls right in the face. So great individual effort by Tyler Halls to keep moving his feet. Buck's gonna send that over. Elijah Brown, low for Koulis. Backdoor shot for Webster. Can't get that one to go, but the clock's gonna reset. North Stars come up with it anyways. Back up for Webster. Webster down low for Buck. Across the floor, Elijah Brown picks it up. Webster behind the back shot. Buck can't quite get that. Long shot. And they're gonna need to move their feet here. Good work, Elijah Brown, stopping that ball. Elijah Brown down low for Koulis. Koulis a shot. Good save there by Higgins. Higgins picks this one up and he's gonna throw it all the way up the floor. There is number 27, Mike Byrne, comes up with it, slowed down by Koulis. Byrne gonna try to slow things down here and kill some time, throwing that for Nick Chikowski. Chikowski inside shot, scores Chikowski.
Yeah, and that's just, that can't happen on a 4-on-3 on a power play. You've got two guys that should be protecting, one is safety and one you can't get beat if you're the last man back, and both failed in that regard.
An unfortunate defensive breakdown for the North Stars. You can see Koulis trying to slow him down a little bit. Chikowski just deciding to go around Webster entirely. I think Webster was looking for the pass.
I don't know where Noah Millsap was looking, but he has to recognize that he's the help there. You've got an offensive player against a big, strong, outstanding NLL player from Albany, Nick Chikowski, and he took him to school, and unfortunately it puts this probably a little out of reach now.
Gustafson and Hosak. North Stars needing a quick goal here, losing that one, so out to play it is Caleb Martin, and he's just gonna flip that over for Hayden Summers-Thompson. Summers-Thompson up the floor, connecting with Buck. Some of the life maybe getting sucked out a little bit here late in the third, but North Stars looking to ignite a little bit of that passion again. Buck finds Webster. Back to Buck, shot, good save there by Higgins, knocked loose, and Higgins is gonna reach out and pick this up. We might have a little bit of a tussle going on here, and I think it's just gonna dissipate into nothing. Up the floor, Hosak tries to send that ball forward, does, Kerrigan shot, scores!
And again, so you allow 2 goals against, when you're on the power play, late in the game when you can make this a short thing, it's just, unacceptable, I'm sure, for the coaching staff, and again, players have to recognize they're playing against some of the most elite players in the world in this league, and you can't give them an inch, you can't be lackadaisical, you can't anticipate plays, and that's exactly what we've seen here in the last 2 transition opportunities.
So Owen Sound very quickly finding themselves down by 4 goals. And they were, in fact, on a 5-on-3. At least are now. And North Stars unable to come up with that one. So the 3 Brooklyn players teaching the North Stars a bit of a lesson here late in the third. Mike Byrne slowing things down, trying to kill off the last 15 seconds of both of Brooklyn's penalties. Watts sends that over. Kerrigan gets that one deflected. Watts able to pick it up anyways. Streaking in, Nikolai Ferris. And a long shot. They scored off that long shot. Wow, I'm sorry, I didn't even see that one go in.
Yeah, that's, again,
Watts with a long outside shot.
That can't happen in this league or in any league for that matter, but Caleb Martin sleeping a little bit on that. And again, you can't take anything for granted as a defender. You got to get in the shoot. We have 2 defenders closing in on him. Neither one of them take the shooting lane away, and he skips one past the leg there.
The North Stars struggling here in the third period, to say the least of it. Tyler Halls drew those 2 penalties against Brooklyn. They're going to put him out to see if he can be their energy guy here. North Stars picking it up, looking for anything. Jake Gasparetti now. Lots of energy on the transition play. like what we've seen from him so far. Gasparetti throwing that across the floor. Elijah Brown, and that's tipped up and out of play by Austin Blumbergs off of a slightly errant pass. Hosak throws that across the floor. Shanks. Shanks waiting for some help here. Long shot. Watts sends that wide. And Pfeiffer in the crease, so that's not going to count anyways. And we've got Niall Sear throwing that forward for Webster. Webster with a pair of goals this afternoon, looking for 3. Webster swings around one, right out in front, Buck, shot. Great save there as he tried to sneak that one just under the fingertips.
Yeah, an outstanding look there, the 2-man game, and they created a great scoring opportunity. Bucky tried to go short side, and Higgins took it away from him. But again, those are the kind of things you just want to talk about on the bench. Next time you're out there, tell them, hey, we can run that again.
Right out in front, Kerrigan shot. Good save there as Caleb Martin stops that. Tyler Halls up the floor. Gonna connect with Rodding. Angus Rodding looking around. Angus Rodding throws that across the floor. Elijah Brown comes up with it back to Rodding. Rodding swings out in front. Doesn't have a shot lane, passes that across the floor. Koulis slowing things down again. Back across the floor, long shot, Buck. Just caught in the armpit there of Zach Higgins. Great shot by Buck. Lots of power on the end of that one. Throwing this up the floor, connecting with Jacob Hickey. Hickey to Watts. Watts throws that in low for Ferris. Ferris out front for Shanks. Possession call here, and good work there by Will Cecil, able to win the ball for the North Stars. Up the floor goes Gasparetti, connecting with Webster. Webster to Elijah Brown. He's got Koulis. Connects. Across the floor, right out in front. Great shot, Elijah Brown. Cascanet can't come up with it, and he gets out-muscled. And
great look there again. Great Elijah Brown. He scored a lot of goals in his field lacrosse career, and it was a real good junior A player in Burlington his last year. But played Senior B last year with the Six Nations Rivermen, and I think once he gets his first at this level, he'll see more to come.
Hogg across the floor. Haley finds Hogg, shot. Reset the clock.
Yeah, Caleb Martin, outstanding split save.
Now Halls in tight, gets the shot away just wide of the net. Picked up there by number 29, Ryan Sharkey. Sharkey up the floor, right in tight. Great save, and it bounces in.
Yeah, again, just lackadaisical, not knowing that there's a player in behind you, and Mitch Gustafson did his best to try to close, but when you're giving people 20, 30-foot head starts, when you're the last man changing in transition, you've got to take a peek over your shoulder to make sure there's no one standing out there behind you. It wasn't Mitch's fault. He's the one that came off the bench to try to close the gap there. And again, it's just this third period has been a lot of learning for the young North Stars here, and hopefully it doesn't just go unnoticed. There's lots of, they just got to learn a lot of the little things end up being big things, and it doesn't matter if it's junior B, junior C, minor lacrosse, or even at this level. But at this level, they're bound to take advantage of your mistakes.
Owen Sound trying to draw something up here. Likely not going for 6 goals in 2 minutes, but just trying to find a little spark of life. Give the guys something to play for, the fans something to come back for. Referee D'Souza getting that ball all set. As number 27, Mike Byrne, squares off here against Mitch Gustafson. Byrne and Gustafson at center. Could be the last face-off of the game, you never know. And Byrne trying to trap that one on the floor, able to, just long enough for his team to come up, and now Owen Sound is going to take a penalty as Hayden Summers-Thompson gets his stick across his head. Now we're going to get a fight as Gustafson grabs Haley and rips his helmet off. And it doesn't look like any fight's actually going to happen, but Summers-Thompson is going to head to the box. Got his stick just up a little bit too high and around the back, and And he's going to be in the box till the end of the game with double minor here.
And again, it's a little bit of an overkill, I think, by the referees on this call. It's 2:05 to go in a 10-4 game, and you know, to allow Brooklyn essentially to be on the power play, whether they score or not, the rest of the game is rubbing salt in the wounds. But nonetheless, we'll see how they react here with the last 2 minutes.
Hogg to Shanks. Shanks behind the back finds Haley. Haley in tight. Takes that shot just wide. Coming up with that Owen Sound number 10, Noah Millsap. He's going to get checked by Haley. Millsap gets around one, gets around two. He's got a little bit of help here. Monroe in tight shot. Scores number 16, Jake Gasparetti.
Well, great on these guys. Outstanding effort by Noah Millsap, who looked like he might be turning it over there, and made sure he got up the floor with it. And nice pass over to Logan Monroe, who flipped a little backhand to Jake Gasparetti, and Jake finally found the mark in one of his transition opportunities.
Great shot there, Jake Gasparetti. He's been hungry for one all game. You could feel it all the way up here in the press box, and now he's got one. Good work there, Cecil knocking that loose. Another great chop there by Halls coming up with it. He's got Cecil in tight. Halls is going to go into the boards. So jersey almost all the way up over his head. Cecil and Halls working hard. And we're going to get a call here. And possession is going to go to Brooklyn. So good work there by Halls and Cecil to kill off plenty of time. Unfortunately, with their player in the box till the end of the game, killing time isn't necessarily what you're looking for. Shanks to Hogg. Hogg to Kerrigan. Kerrigan back to Hogg. Cross block there. Owen Sound trying to get away with that was Jake Gasparetti. Hungry for another. Shanks hard shot. That's going to go wide. Caleb Martin coming up with it, throwing that up the floor. Is he going to make it to Gasparetti? He will. Gasparetti's not going to have a lane, and he's going to have to slow things up, try to set something up, get that to Buck. They've got 45 seconds left in the game. And a call here. And they're going to send, I think, both players, both Gasparetti and Haley are going to head to the box. Slash and roughing. So Haley going to the box for slashing, Gasparetti going for roughing. Both 2 minutes. And still some talking going on out on the floor. Trying to figure out what's going on. It looked like the referee signaled 4 minutes.
I think there's 4 minutes going against Haley, yes. Yep.
So they're going to send a second player here, which I think will even things up if I'm not mistaken. So I think we might be playing 3-on-3, but also maybe not.
It's 4-on-4.
4-on-4, all right. So one penalty potentially canceling out another. I'm not totally sure if the referees are, okay, they're signaling 4-on-4 now. And they're gonna, so the North Stars pulling their goalie to go 5-on-4, and Caleb Martin staying ready. Webster with it, down low for Buck. Back up for Elijah Brown. Bound down to Buck. Shot. Good save there by Zach Higgins. Now Elijah Brown's going to have to get on his horse. Here's a long shot. It's going right for the net. Just wide. So Caleb Martin, he's going to throw that up the floor. Webster's going to send that deep for Buck. Buck tries to go back door. Nothing happening there for Blumbergs. Across for Webster. Webster a long shot. Oh, just off the leg of the defender and into the stick, and North Star is able to come down with that one as Elijah Brown back on offense. Long shot here, just off the arm of the goalie. And that's going to take us to the end of the game. The North Stars doing a great job here at the last minute and a half, 2 minutes, being down a man, able to get one back and cut the lead to Only 5 goals, unfortunately, falling to the Brooklin Lacrosse Club. Steve, I mean, a good showing here in a lot of ways for, you know, Caleb Martin and a couple other pieces on this team. What would you like to see from them going into their next couple of games here next?